It's me. My name's Andrew, and I currently run Mac Photo Photography. So this is going to be my brand new channel that I post about my photography on, the journeys that I go on going forward, the adventures that I've had in the past. I'll talk about that, some tips, some tricks, some things that I've learned along the way, and maybe you guys can teach me some things too, because I'm always willing to learn. But I want to go back to 2015, around this time of the year. Somebody I don't talk to anymore let me borrow their camera. I was always an art student, so I was always drawing, I was always making music, playing on the piano, but I never had an interest in photography. And it's funny because they're like, hey, like, you do everything, like, art-wise. What about photography? I'm like, I've never really done it, never really had an interest in it. And they were just like, why don't you borrow my camera for like a week, see what you like it. So I liked it, and I saved up, I think it was about $800 at the time, and I got my first camera at Best Buy. I just kind of dabbled around in the backyard, in the garden, taking photos of plants, pets. I'd ask a friend when it started to snow, hey, do you want to maybe model, see what we can do? And that's the beginning of my love of photography. You just got to give it a try and see what you can create. And that's my mindset with photography too. I didn't let me taking poor photos of frosted over leaves in the garden deter me from continuing. So I ended up applying to college for digital photography and imaging. And I started that class, I think it was in 2016. And it changed my whole perspective. It changed how I shot. It changed everything I knew because I had learned so much. And I got my old portfolio from 2016 and 17 that I wanted to show you guys some of the stuff I've done. I do not even think I have the digitals for these anymore. I probably do somewhere on a hard drive. I don't even remember. This thing's been through a lot. It's been warped. The pages are all crinkled because it sat in a car one hot summer day, and it like crinkled the pages a little bit, but that's okay. Adds up. It's nothing I'm gonna use for a job. It's nothing I'm gonna use for, it's just for me. It's personally just for me. And these were kind of the beginnings of when I was learning properly and learning different techniques, using the different strobes, the big studios, the different editing styles like HDR and stuff like that. So that's the beginning. This is where Mac Photo began. So I remember when we were learning about HDR photography, and I was heavily into urban exploration for abandoned buildings and stuff like that, and I thought it was the coolest, taking an underexposed, a regular exposed, an overexposed image and mashing them together. So this is one of my very, very first HDR pictures. I found this abandoned house that's maybe 45 minutes away from where I'm currently living. And we did that, and I just added like a spooky green kind of like edit style to it. And all of these are always edited in Lightroom and Photoshop. This is some studio work I have done. So this is my old guitar. I ended up giving it away to an old friend because I mainly play piano and I didn't see a need in having it. But we brought the guitar in. She didn't know how to play guitar. I just got her to do some fun chords on there. It's not even plugged in, as you can see. And I just got her to come in like that grungy rock style. This one was shot in my kitchen sink in 2017. And I thought I'd be like that photographer who signs the bottom and all that. So this is a Eau de Gaga perfume. I got one of the bottles just from Shoppers Drug Mart. It was on clearance for like $20. And I filled my sink with black food coloring and water. And I just kept I had my camera on a tripod over top. And I just kept dropping the perfume bottle in over and over and over until I got all these splashes. And I got one picture of just the perfume bottle perfectly. And I just took another photo of it for the label after and photoshopped that in, and I took splashes from some of the other photos and mixed them together, and I got this nice product shot of Eau de Gaga. I don't know why I said Gaga like that. And here are some of the regrets. This was before school, the over editing, and I don't know why I needed to make it look like a 1910 photograph, but I did. Over edited. Too many crazy colors. As you can see, I was very obsessed with doing HDR at the time when I had learned it, so. Same rubber duck. My editing was very inconsistent. As I just hit myself in the face. Inconsistent. I don't know why I'm making these look like they're from the 70s off of a Polaroid. Don't know. So as school went on, in my final semester, it was only a 2-year program, I started getting the hang of Photoshop, and I found a photographer, and this is his name right here. And I kind of fell in love with his work. I love creepy stuff, surrealistic stuff. And one of my professors said, when you find something that you like, the first time you're copying it, you are plagiarizing it. The second time, you are inspired by it. And the third time, you have made it uniquely your own. And I always think about that. So I loved his photographs of just the sheets and the white floating. So I kind of ran with that. I had this sheet, and now we have a floating figure. No legs. And then sometimes I would do different kind of surrealism. Like some floating teacups. And if you can see closely, you can see the teapot is pouring straight into the cup. Now that's kind of it for my portfolio. I didn't want to go through the whole thing because it's a lot of repetitiveness from shoots, but after school, I was done it, and I kind of fell out of it for a really, really long time. I felt worn out, I felt exhausted, I felt like what I loved was becoming more mundane and boring, and I didn't want to go shoot. And I finished school in 2018, and that was for a good year. And then I ended up going to a concert in Montreal to see one of my favorite artists, Ali X, and I had asked her when I met her there, can we do a photo shoot together? And she said yes, but I kind of left really quick. And I didn't have any information. I was more just starstruck. I met one of my favorite artists, and my old friend was able to get a hold of her manager, and we ended up doing the shoot. I will do another story time on the Ali X thing, but it was really, really, really something that piqued my interest in photography again. And then COVID kind of hit right when I was feeling it again, and being off work for a couple months, being stuck at home, I had no motivation to shoot things around the house. I couldn't really go out anywhere. I couldn't see friends, so I lost it again. And then coming out of COVID, it was still kind of like that feeling that I had when I had left school. I didn't want to photograph, I didn't want to do anything. It felt more like a chore when people would ask me to do things. And now it's 2023, and I have found my motivation and my heart for it again. And things are really picking up, things are doing really well for my photography business, and I want to bring you guys along with me. I want you guys to be a part of my journey, part of my growth as a photographer, as an artist, and I feel like there's a lot of content that I could create, I could talk about, I could show you guys, and going forward, this is my passion, this is what I want to do. I don't want to keep doing my 9-to-5 job. I started struggling. I thought I would never make it because I was kind of unmotivated that I wasn't going anywhere, and I should just give up. And that's never the case, and I've realized that now here in 2023, so many years later after picking up a camera for the first time. And I believe that I need to post this video as a reminder to myself that I can do this, and a year from now I can be out of my 9-to-5 job and be photographing full time. And I need to post content, I need to post videos as a reminder that this is me as an artist going forward and growing. And if you guys could support and follow along, that would be amazing. I will post some of my photos around here as I'm speaking, but I just need to believe in myself, and I've been so lazy and hard on myself, and I need to stop. So as a reminder to myself and you can constantly remind me to keep going forward and never give up, never turn back. So welcome to my Mac Photo Photography YouTube channel. I will also have my TikTok and my Instagram and website in the description, so you can continue to see my work and follow along with me. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching this video and supporting my work.